The cost of your IT infrastructure. On cloud versus dedicated servers, what is the smartest option? As your business grows, so do the demands over your IT infrastructure services. The growth in users and services usually increase demands on services such as email, document storage, database, web applications, and security. Pretty soon, before you realize, your IT infrastructure needs to scale, and you could be looking at a serious amount of money either annually or monthly. Normally, when companies enter cyberspace, they begin with small and relatively manageable IT infrastructures. But as business evolves, and this is true from tech startups to traditional businesses undergoing digital transformation, it is sometimes easy to lose sight of your infrastructure, growing needs, and then you could find yourself in the wrong path in regards to what should be your IT infrastructure design. Don't underestimate this. According to the Small Business Association, IT infrastructure costs could represent sometimes between 5 and 8% of your business budget. And don't even think about the costs of downtime or data loss due to IT infrastructure failures that could rise into frightening numbers. Some businesses attempt to keep down the costs by completely bypassing Tier 1 on-cloud services and getting hosting and dedicated servers from discount hosting providers. Despite the risks this decision bear, like deficient support, improper, and sometimes non-existent backup policies, difficulties and delays to growth capacity or storage, and hardware failures, they believe they are saving money with this approach. However, is this really true? Are Tier 1 on-cloud services really more expensive than discount hosting server providers? Well, that depends on your infrastructure architecture, and you would be surprised to find out how much money Tier 1 on-cloud services could save you versus the discount hosting providers' so-called cheap prices. In order to understand how your IT infrastructure architecture impacts the potential savings that could be at the reach of your hand, you need to understand how on-cloud services economics work. It all starts with the origins of cloud computing. Amazon, one of the largest and pioneers in this space, faced the same challenge of many large corporations in the e-commerce space at the turn of the century. Their demand was extremely cyclical, lots of sales during Xmas and Black Friday, and the costs of keeping up the servers necessary to cope with that large demand was affecting their bottom line during low demand season. During these slow months, their infrastructure was largely underutilized, but they were forced to keep it running since no provider could reprovide additional servers, networking, and installation when they were going to be needed again. Therefore, they took a clue from the auto renting industry and took the bet of renting their spare servers at a discount to other businesses to host their work units. That posed two challenges: how to keep the tenants from locking up servers they could need to reclaim at some point while efficiently allocating them on the available installed capacity. The solution was simple: divide and conquer. Keep the work units small enough to be easily migrated between hosts while providing the most opportunity for co-locating tenants on a single server. Elastic computing was born, and this philosophy is reflected in their price structure. Therefore, instead of selling to you a dedicated server, cloud providers want to sell processing and storage capacity spread over a cluster of many servers. This implies that instead of having a single big 8-core, 32 gigabytes memory and 5 terabytes disk server sitting idle waiting for request or traffic of a single customer, they will create incentives for customers to divide their workloads on multiple smaller servers. Of course, to be able to work on multiple servers, you need to adapt and redesign your IT infrastructure architecture, so it works exactly as you need, and it is optimized to work on cloud providers. Then the magic happened, and you could find yourself paying up to 40% less in IT infrastructure cost over a Tier 1 on-cloud service than the cheapest dedicated server on a discount hosting provider. But benefits do not stop on savings. Once you're on a Tier 1 on-cloud service, like AWS for example, you forget about hardware and software failures, support becomes paramount, capacity grows in an elastic manner so you have no worries about it, and backup policies are worldwide class. At Gracodex, we specialize on business software development and blockchain turnkey solutions. If you would like to find out how much money and trouble you could save on your IT infrastructure, do not hesitate to reach us for a free consultation. We would be glad to help you.